Eddie Hunter. Episode 2. My man. Before I even go any further, we're going to start from where we are and work backwards. We're going to work backwards from where we are right now and talk about where I feel it should have went. But we're going to start at the end of the story where we are currently in this timeline at 8:30 p.m. Monday, February 24th of the year 2020. We're going to start from here and work backwards. Floyd Araya. I don't know. My mans. The audacity to drop a Samoan Jax. Let's take a look at mans. Number one. Let's go ahead and break down the Rock's cousin real quick. My man is a mix between Max and Zan. I know on Facebook I spelled it earlier with an X by mistake. I meant to spell it with a Z, but I was mad. He is a mix between Max and Zan gameplay styles. You take a look at his moveset. He has a grab that seems to end on a combo, and he can electrocute niggas just like Zan, and he looks like he has the combo structure and the power of Max, right? So now my question is this. Was this man created just for a gameplay reason? Or was there an actual reason that Max and Zan could not be in this game, such as Adam not being in Streets of Rage 2 because he was kidnapped? We have not touched it yet. We don't fully know. But I'm going to tell you just from what I'm seeing right here is that this dude was created just to fill a gameplay spot. He was created for a gameplay reason and not for the actual lore of Streets of Rage. And there is where I'm going to come in with the bullshit. Why in the fuck are there 6 or 7 composers in this game? Why is the Jet Set Radio composer composing music for this game? Because I listened to the 5 or 6 tracks that this man dropped. That don't sound like no damn Streets of Rage. So far from what I have heard, Streets of Rage 3 soundtrack is superior. And I've heard about 15 tracks so far. I don't even know how many stages there are, but as music, this bounce is not accurate. I don't feel like the bounce is there. Now let's go back even a little bit further. Adam. I'll go Adam and Cherry at the same time. So this is the first time Adam has been playable since Streets of Rage 1 in the mainline game. Why in the hell does Adam look Hispanic? Because, I'm sorry, in Streets of Rage 1, mans look like goddamn Wesley Snipes. Fuck this nigga. Who the hell is that? Okay, let's go to Streets of Rage 1. When you look at this man, he looked like a young, like, come on, dude. Come on. Mans is here. You trying to tell me that this dude just out of nowhere just gonna be wearing open shirts and shit? That's what we doing? This man damn near 50 years old looking like a damn secret agent. Look at him. I'm not even joking. Look at Adam. Adam Hunter is a badass. But why does he have a curl? My G. My nigga. What in the hell is going on with this with the design? Okay, let's look at fucking bruh. How did we go from all of that, all of this, my man, to this? It's only 10 years later, and you telling me he got that damn big, number one? Why he so fucking wide? Oh, that is a nitpick. I'll leave the nitpick there. That's why. Blaze is probably the only character I've seen so far that's like, okay, she looks accurate to what she would be 10 years later. Let's say she was in her early 20s and she about 32 here. Let's say she about 32 here. That makes sense. She looks good for that. Blaze is so far the only one that looks like she should look in the time lap. And I also heard that they're going to have alternate outfits and shit too. And I've seen a couple of hers and she looks good down the board. I haven't seen none for Axel yet. But I'm like, oh, I really don't like that the design of how big he is. Just how big he is looks weird to me, because he was top heavy in Streets of Rage 3, but he was still like his same size here. That's not real. All of these right here are fake renditions. But now you can take a look at the difference between 1 to 2. You see Streets of Rage 1, you see all three of them characters. You can see there that they had an idea at first, but that design wasn't final. It wasn't like the final resting place for where they were going to go. And then we're going to go into Streets of Rage 2, which I still feel is their best designs for all of them. But we got Axel, Blaze, Skate, and Max. This is perfect right here. Bow. Right? Blaze ain't got no titties, number one. She easily a B cup in this bitch. So now I take back what I said about Blaze, because I'm looking at her now. She ain't got no goddamn titties like that. She ain't thick at all. And in Streets of Rage 4, she is bodacious than a bitch. Why is Blaze Fielding out here looking Hispanic? Huh? And don't blame it on pixels. We know how proportions work. We humans. And a couple of y'all that watch this are artists. So please tell me how this happened. Because them titties weren't there before. So titties are gonna sprout up in 10 years after you the age of 21, 25, 21 to 25, and then 10 years later you just gonna get titties out of nowhere naturally. Does that work? Cause I ain't seen that before. I ain't seen you hit 2 puberties in your life. That's weird to me. Now let's move to Cherry. Who had red hair? Who was her mama? Where did they get the name Cherry from? Why does she have a guitar? Why doesn't her name actually match whatever the fuck she does like everyone else's name? This don't make no damn sense yet. Now, you telling me that means that she would have to have been alive in Streets of Rage 2 to 3. A child. Because this is at least a 16-year-old child. This takes place 10 years after Streets of Rage 3. If you're telling me that she just out of nowhere, a damn near grown-ass woman just popping up out of nowhere and is playable, over her uncle, I'm going to do my best to not talk about Skate because I'm going to slap somebody. Why in the hell? So the family go from fighting to incorporating musical instruments into their combos? Like, how does she have electricity powers? Skate can twist his body into like a pick and do 5 hits damage off of 1 hit. You don't use your life, but you can do that. And that kind of makes sense to his character on how quick he is and small he is. He can get in real quick, do damage, and then keep it moving. But my question is, why does she have electricity powers with music? Where the fuck does that come from? Axel was the only one to actually do like full-blown fire shurikens and shit from the jump. Grand Upper has been a flame shuriken from the jump. That makes sense. That's in his character. Blaze got one of the nastiest backflips, and then she can shoot a Hadouken out. Blaze can shoot Hadoukens. Skate is just fast as fuck, and he rocks on skates, but his real name is Eddie Hunter. Adam got the hands and the ankles that ain't no man that's black has ever seen. Why in the fuck does Cherry have electricity fucking powers with a guitar with red dreads? I don't get it. It's not making sense. I don't like her, and I don't like, what's the other nigga name? Floyd. I don't like either one of them so far. They are not appealing to me. Floyd should be Max and Zan, and they both should have been upgraded to their previous counterpoints. Now, let's go back before Streets of Rage 4. Let's take it to Streets of Rage Remake real fast. Which you can watch me speed running that bitch on the GenWorld Facebook. You can check that out there. Streets of Rage Remake. I just did that so I ain't gotta like delete shit and type shit. I'm lazy. When you look at Streets of Rage Remake, from beginning to end, from Bomber Games, you had they released multiple versions all the way up to version 5.1 or 5.2. I don't remember exactly. I got the latest one. This game was a celebration of everything that was Streets of Rage, top to bottom, gameplay wise, levels, music, story, and encapsulated everything in a really dope package. And they actually, I feel like they executed Streets of Rage on the exact same level that Ancient was able to, which is Yuzo Kasiro's development team that he personally picked out and is his family that developed Streets of Rage 2. Streets of Rage Remake is the only thing that comes anywhere near close to it. Possibly surpassing it with just the amount of features and unlockables it has. So now my question to Sega at this point in time, you see this. Why is Streets of Rage 4 anything else other than this? Now, when it comes to business, I get all of that. I understand business. You got to sign deals. You got to adhere to whatever you signed up for. But this shit came out in 2010, 2009, when it first dropped. Maybe before that. Look, let's take a pause. You see that? Axel, Blaze, Adam, Max, Skate, Zan. What in the fuck is hard about that lineup? And then everything else after that could just be extra. These niggas just had to animate 2 new characters. You ain't surprising nobody. How you gonna surprise somebody with something they ain't seen before in a series that already existed for over 30 years? Huh? Huh? And now, I look at how they ain't even giving us a release date. They're just giving us this vague, empty promise of spring 2020. That's within 3 months, tops, that this game is just going to drop. We know it's going to be digital, and Limited Run Games is doing a physical copy of the game. I'm getting both. I'm talking shit because I'm passionate about this shit. But I'm going to support both versions, the physical and digital versions of this game. That's already in the cards. That goes without asking or even saying. But my innate question as of this moment right now is, I have 3 questions. Number 1, where's Skate? And I've been told that I could not be told further about that question, but I should not worry. So we'll just say that that's a question 0.5. Question number 2, Why in the fuck are there 7 goddamn composers on this small ass game? Even my phone agree. There are too many cooks in the kitchen, and I need to know why. Why did Yuzo Koshiro only make like 3 fucking tracks for the game? When his family developed the goddamn game is based off of. Question number 3. Why in the hell is this hand drawn? The way that all of the combat flows together looks choppy and looks very weird in this animation, like, pay attention, like it's overlaid on top of pixels. I truly feel like in the back end of the development game that it still looks like Streets of Rage 2. But then they overlaid this hand-drawn filter over top of everything to make everything pop. But it just looks like an early 2000 Disney cartoon. Like when you see man shoot his cannon out, when you see Floyd shoot his cannon out right here, tell me I'm wrong that this don't look, it don't look right. That didn't flow well at all. That did not flow well at all to me. Like, you take a look at the animation. He just pulled it out, shot it, laser ends, and we snap back to the regular pose. You know what does that? Pixels. Not hand-drawn animation. It does not look smooth at all. That animation does not look good. It is because this game is still built on the Streets of Rage 2 engine, and they just modified it from there. Well, they could have created a new engine, but you can tell just from looking at it that that is Streets of Rage 2. That is Streets of Rage 2's animation style. But it does not look good in hand-drawn animation, and it would look flawless if this was pixel art. If this game was done with pixel art, it would look amazing. You know what looks good? And babe, I know you can agree with me on this. Cause I showed, didn't I show you River City Girls? This is a fucking problem. This is a fucking problem. This is what Streets of Rage 4 should have done. If you wanted to go with the hand-drawn style, leave that for the cutscenes in the main menus. Like, look at this. This game is beautiful to me. This is one of the most beautifully animated in design games that I've seen in a minute. The cutscenes are done in this manga style. And it's black and white manga too at that. But then it goes from there into what? Pixel art, my nigga. They fucking up. Too busy trying to do something new instead of you're doing exactly what Sega did with the fucking Saturn and the Dreamcast. Instead of sticking with what you fucking good at, you're trying to create something new and go down a lane that that don't need to be explored. Why is their animations look better than Streets of Rage 4's? That's question number 3. And you can't tell me that this does not look better than Streets of Rage 4. Because it do. And it's out now. Streets of Rage 4 is a work in progress. And they just showing us, leaking us shit like here and there. Like showing us these characters that we ain't never... I'm not attached to no fucking Floyd. Who the fuck is Floyd? Who is Floyd? Who is Floyd? And Cherry, she a part of the bloodline, so I will accept Cherry even though I don't like her. She a part of the family. She apparently she had to have existed in Streets of Rage 2 to 3. Adam was out there fucking after he got rescued in Streets of Rage 2. And right before Streets of Rage 3 happened, we don't even know what happened because he wasn't playable in that. I think he was in a cutscene. No, I'm sorry. He comes in to save them in the helicopter. So Adam is actually working. They just didn't program the nigga to make him playable. He was there. And that's just more on why Streets of Rage 3 is pretty much trash. Or Bare Knuckle 3 might be better than Streets 3, but Streets 3 is trash in a lot of facts in that regard. You gonna put Adam in a cutscene, but it's hard for me to complain about Streets of Rage 3 because Skate is there and represented well. The fact that everybody can actually run like Skate. And I'm also sick and tired of fucking Skate getting the shaft and everybody always trying to talk down on that man because they fucking suck with him. Skate was the best character in Streets of Rage 2. And I'll accept the argument that Max might be even on equal footing or might be better than Skate. I'll let you argue that Max was that good because Max was broken. But Skate was actually balanced with the enemies. And if you know how to play with him, you can just smoke through a bunch of that shit. Skate was so well tuned, well fine, and his character was good. And when he hit you, he talked shit. Why he nigga? Come on. And you're not gonna get me to say that Streets of Rage 4 looks better than River City Girls. And that is a fucking problem. And I'll take it a step further. Scott Pilgrim vs. the World looks better than Streets of Rage 4. And you can't even buy that game no more. Bless you, baby. No thank you? None? Damn, that's crazy. I said bless you. I know you ain't hear me. I was fucking with you. But, okay, but no, real quick, before you do that, take your headset off. Just take a look at this real quick. I just need you to just answer this one question. This is a very simple question. And yes, this is in the podcast, and I need this for the people. And I'm going to mute this real quick. Look at this game. Just look at this. No, just look at it. Okay. What you think about how that looks? Like, as a game. That's River City Girls. You don't think it look decent?
Yeah, it looks decent.
It look dope to me. It's fucking beautiful. You'll probably like that we do gotta play this shit. We gotta run through it. I've already played through it, but this game caught me the fuck off guard. River City Girls caught me off guard with how good it was. And as of right now, this game is superior to Streets of Rage 4. Scott Pilgrim vs. the World is superior to Streets of Rage 4. And that truly breaks my heart. It upsets me. It deeply upsets me. Because I'm sitting here like, whoa, bro. These men really don't know what the fuck they doing. It's either they don't know what they doing, or this is a quick cash grab and they just trying to be as creative as possible with what they're given. But you could tell these niggas don't know what the fuck Streets of Rage is. They don't know what the fuck Streets of Rage is. They don't. Bomber Games knows what Streets of Rage is, and they proved that by actually just releasing the damn game. They really proved that. And they proved that they know the spirit and the lore. That's a big thing. The lore of Streets of Rage, and they get it. They legit get it. But Lizard Cube, Guard Crush, y'all niggas made Monster Boy. The Wonder Boy, The Dragon's Trap is the name of the title. It's a Sega Game Gear game at that. And that's what I was meaning to say instead of Monster Boy. I just don't like the game, but there it is. The Dragon Boy, whatever the fuck that shit called. And Sega just gave you the keys and said drive? Y'all have not proved to me that y'all know what the fuck Streets of Rage by what y'all showed me yet. Now, I got homies that's working with y'all, and I'm not going to say their name. And I have heard things, and the things that I have heard has only not made me happy from what I'm seeing. And now my question is, where in the fuck are the Bomber Games dudes? Where are they at? What are they working on? I'm worried about what they doing and how Sega just told them gave them a middle finger. I know that they put up the donation button. I get that they tried to make money off of Streets of Rage remake. I get that that's illegal. You can't do that. That's not their property. That's not their intellectual property. But god damn it, Sega, that shit, that's it. That's the sauce. And you're not going to get much more deeper into that gameplay than Remake. Because Remake offered every gameplay option to make Streets of Rage play how you want it to play possible. They gave you the whole enchilada. You can fine tune any facet of that engine to play how you want it to play, whether it's a difficulty curve, whether you want it to play more like Streets of Rage 3 than 2, whether you want it to play more like 2 than 3. They have every palette swap, every version of characters that's been in multiple games, such as I prefer the Streets of Rage 2 version of Skate over 3. But Streets of Rage 3 Skate got a goddamn dope ass palette. I like that blue and red outfit. That shit is fuego. But guess what? Adam's only been in one Streets of Rage game, so they don't have a lot to base him off of. They made that man raw and gave him a nice little updated moveset to fit in with the rest of the fighters. My brother always been on Axel. That's been his boy. He was represented smooth. Blaze was represented smooth. They even gave Shiva. Shiva was represented smooth. And he's not even playable in the mainline games. But you can play as him in the remake. Now, we already seen that Shiva's coming back in Streets of Rage 4, and they treated him just like they treated Axel. 10 years made these niggas thick as fuck. It's like, I'm gonna buy this goddamn game. I'm gonna put my money in it, and I'm gonna put my faith in this game. Let me not see Eddie Hunter, though. Let me not see Eddie Hunter, though. It's gonna be over. I'm done. I'm done if I don't see Eddie. If you release Streets of Rage 4 and there's no Eddie, my nigga, it's been a Super GenWorld podcast. Love your mother.